So my name's Edwin Hahn,
Yeah,
running for
okay.
state senate. It's my wife Lisa. I'm also chair of the Clay County Republicans here in Clay County, Minnesota. We're out at Holly, Minnesota,
There you
May
go.
7th. The SD4 endorsing convention, which was actually illegitimately called, but nonetheless, we've come out to participate, and we've been denied entry, which basically denies our inalienable right to vote, denies our God-given
That's
right
right,
to
yeah.
vote and participate in the choosing of our governance. So my wife Lisa was also denied. You want to explain a little about what
Yeah,
happened?
they actually gave no documentation of their authority to deny us. And when I asked what authority do you have to deny us, they said, oh, you know what you did. No, I don't know what I did. I haven't actually done anything.
Yeah.
And they're making things up. So they provided no documentation of their authority, and they also did not they did not follow due process as outlined in our party documents to remove the delegates. So they're not following the Constitution document process, and they're not showing any documentation of their authority to make such dictator decisions.
Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. So the only thing we've done is we've stood for the freedoms of the people. We've stood at school board meetings to say, hey, parents, you have the rights of your children. The school board does not have your rights. So we took a stand for that. We also took a stand for election integrity and health freedom this year by organizing protests and rallies that were all peaceful. We didn't burn down buildings or any of that stuff. We just stood our ground and made our voices heard in the community.
So folks, be aware, this is real danger that exists in our country. The tyranny, not just at the DFL and Democratic Party level, but it exists right here at the Republican Party, right here at the local level. Socialism is right at your doorsteps. So you need to
Dictators.
take a stand right now. You need to get engaged, get involved in the process. It's not too late. There's a primary coming up that's really important for you to vote in, as well as the general election. So you got any questions, give me a call. It's wewinwithedwin.com. Check out We Win with Edwin, also on Facebook.
So we're about giving the authority back to the people, because right now they're acting like Democrat dictators and trying to take over our country.
I was actually going to ask about that. In 2016 election, there was a lot of Republicans that were denied the ability to vote, or some Republicans showed up to vote and it showed that they had already voted. So there's a lot of interference in elections, and I'm noticing in this, just being an observer here, there's a lot of interference. Like they wouldn't let you in. When I asked to be an observer inside, they freaked out, shut the door.
Secret, they don't want you to know.
It's very
what's going on
secret,
in there.
very controlled party. It's a very controlled party, similar to the Democrats.
The smaller it is, the more they can control it.
Does that seem like what you guys have been in it more than I have? So I'm asking you, does that seem like my assessment is accurate?
Yes, the difference is that the Democrats or DFL, this is written into their governing documents, this kind of a top-down, heavy-handed approach, whereas the Republican Party, which we're a part of, that's why it's our party,
Right.
is a bottom-up. It's not about top-down tyrannical control. It's a bottom-up where we, the people, have the power and authority. And so they are completely going against their own governing documents, our own values and our own belief systems, our own constitution. So it's just radical overreach. It's different when you're doing gamesmanship by the rules, but they're breaking the rules.
Yeah. So on the basis, or excuse me, on the basic level of this whole party, you are citizens of the United States. You care about the country. You have the right to vote, and you tried to participate in that. And the Republican Party, not the Democratic Party, the Republican Party denied you the ability to govern yourself.
And they gave no reason.
They took away your representation. They violated your constitutional rights, and that's a violation. And I honestly, from an observer point of view, they should be held. They should be charged for that. Held accountable for that. That's a constitutional.
It's criminal behavior. It is.
Yeah.
And it's the thing is that there could be a process, right, to follow, but they did not follow due process. And so there's many violations that have occurred. But in particular, it's just a pattern of behavior of a top-down, heavy-handed approach, just like we saw in COVID, just like we saw our government do to us during these whole ridiculous government lockdowns. Completely unconstitutional, completely anti-American.
Yeah.
And so you got to get involved. We got to turn this thing around. It's not too late.